waiting for. Anis Mirabilis at 1.5, 2-1 on. But we're just about ready. In fact, they're all in. There's the OK. The gates are back and they're off to the roar of the crowd. London News, the South African, has jumped quite well, but Oriental Express going forward and Privilege, as expected, wanting to take up the running. Privilege in the middle is trying to cross over London News and will do so. Oriental Express deep third, and Anis Mirabilis is poised beautifully fourth. Peak of Perfection 50 inside. Adjurati is deep around DeVille, and Minor Bridge getting back with also the Grey Avedon. City Luck is three deep around it with Sapio. Perfect Bound and Indigenous near the tail, and the Japanese mare Dance Partner is last of all. Near the 1,300 metre mark, and the front runner Privilege by 2 lengths. London News in second placing, and Oriental Express third. Adjurati fourth, but 3 deep around Anis Mirabilis. Next, City Luck and Avedon the middle with Peak of Perfection. Also in between those, DeVille. 1.5 lengths Minor Bridge, Indigenous deep around Perfect Bound. Sapio second last, and Dance Partner is taking off deep from the tail. The front runner is still Privilege. Off the back section near the 1,000, it's Privilege by 2. London News second, Anis Mirabilis third. Out deep attempting to move forward, Adjurati is 3 deep to fourth, and 50 inside Oriental Express. 1.5 lengths Avedon with DeVille the inside. Minor Bridge between runners. Dance Partner next, and Perfect Bound saving ground of the fence from Indigenous. Minor Bridge second last, and the Malaysian horse Peak of Perfection has tailed out. But the local Hope Privilege at the 600 had slipped 2 lengths in front, if not further. London News is second. Anis Mirabilis trying to wheel the leader in, goes the third from Oriental Express. Next to DeVille, Adjurati and Perfect Bound in the straight, 400 to go. It's Privilege in front. London News and Anis Mirabilis go up to him. The South African in the middle draws to the lead now. London News goes to Privilege. Anis Mirabilis 3 deep at them. Privilege won't give in. London News, the pride of South Africa, goes up and goes to the lead. Privilege on the inside is coming again. London News in front. Privilege won't give in. London News doing the better, and London News, he's everything they said, and he wins. London News by a half. Privilege second. Anis Mirabilis third. Followed by Minor Bridge, Indigenous, Dance Partner, Avedon, Adjurati, City Luck, and Peak of Perfection tailed out. The raps on him were as big as you could imagine. The South African brigade told us he was going to be measured as one of the greats of the world. They've been in the wilderness for many years, and many question the depth of the South African racing. At his last victory, he won by a big margin, and he's come to an international race and beaten a high-class field. And for Anton Marcus, he crossed a lead and was rated beautifully. He tried to steal it at the 600, but London News was too good for him. And Anis Mirabilis, who was a fool, there are people standing everywhere. No doubt one of the most popular wins you would find. London News, he's by Bush Telegraph out of Soho Secret, a 4-year-old stallion, and more importantly, a locally bred horse in South Africa. It's a huge boom for their industry, and no doubt the country of South Africa will be standing proud. We congratulate them all. They're watching the broadcast, and London News has done you very proud and ridden perfectly by Douglas White. The pace was intense. They've run a track record time of 2 minutes and 3/10, and officially the margin was a half length by a half length. But he parades down again, and the dividends are up. London News here 27, and Anis Mirabilis, the favourite, 11.50. And here he comes. London News returning. Lequinata, 1,297.50, and the TS for the numbers 2, 13 and 6, $4,941. Well, it was a fabulous race. Privilege, the local, has been game in defeat. He set up a track.
I think thoughts of taking this horse to other countries, as mentioned, could go to Australia in the spring, and that's also in the southern hemisphere where it might suit him even better. So he could be a dangerous horse there if he travels well down to Australia.
Well, it was just a very impressive victory, what can you say? And also the second horse there for Hong Kong ran very creditably with Privilege. He's an honest performer, and he's run a great race. But all honours to the connections of London News. It was great to, as I mentioned, to see a South African runner in the race and just put that little bit extra into the event. And, well, he's got away with it. And it's just great all round for everybody, I think, that this horse has won.
Yes, the local Hope Privilege there, he's got a heart as big as Shark in this horse. He loved the fast ground today. He led them up. They've run a track record. He's picked up just over $1 million for running second today, and that's going to take his lifetime earnings in Hong Kong to more more than $12 million privilege. He's certainly been a grand servant, a 6-year-old, and he almost gave the South African jockey, Anton Marcus, a dream result. So there was a Quinella there for the South African jockeys, and the favourite, the hot favourite, Anis Mirabilis, given every chance by Frankie Dettori, probably did jump at a little bit of a crazy price there. Yeah. Didn't warrant to be an odds-on favourite, but he ran very well, first up since October. He's held third, and the Hong Kong Derby winner, Oriental Express, stablemate to Privilege, he ran on very gamely at the end to pick up fourth, and that's Basil Marcus. So the Marcus brothers running second and fourth, but the man in the spotlight, Douglas White, and you won't see many better rides than this. Let's go back now and have a look at White on board London News in the QE2. This horse has certainly been a good galloper for them, and you look at his record, 9 wins out of 17. So today he brought up win number 10, 18 runs, and the prize money, well, it won 3.2 million, that's Hong Kong dollars.
They will be looking elsewhere in the future.
He might be the right type of horse too for a Cox Plate Assault. Get up on the pace and keep going. Certainly, if you look at that time today, it wouldn't rule him out of a good race in Australia around his set distance, which appears to be the 2,000 metres. Cox Plate is run over 2,040 metres.
Bring you in here because I think we can see the Privilege is under pressure. He's under the whip, and he does come back at London News, but it's the way Dougie is just riding hands and heels, waiting for the moment to use the whip.
Yes, he hasn't pulled the stick. There comes the stick now. And, of course, he was always going to win, as we could tell in the last 200 metres. Frankie Dettori dropping back in third placing there. But, Martin, what a magical moment for the breeders as well. Wilfred and Shirley Costa. Shirley Costa. We saw them come into the presentation at the last moment.
Shifting around, Privilege.
Yes, he is. As he's tiring under pressure there now, and London News taking the lead to go away to win. But the Costas will be well pleased to be in Hong Kong. It's their biggest ever success, I think.
Well, of course, Rob, you know, we were at the farm, and the last big race we did, the J&B Met, we were at